built this big temple for Krishna Balaram, so this is following Srimad Bhagavatam Thakur's instruction that we should transform our desire, not that we become desireless.
Okay, good. So desire to build a temple for Krishna. And the key phrase here is for Krishna. Yes, your name is?
Chaitanya Bhagavatas.
Chaitanya.
Well, I was just thinking, I heard one devotee saying that if there's no goal, then any road will get you there. So again, you have to have some idea where you want to go in life. It's kind of in tying with what you're saying, if you're waiting for Krishna to see what Krishna likes, what Krishna's waiting to do. So I think it's important to have some idea of what you're going and what you should do.
If you don't have a goal, then you're saying any road will take you there. But if you don't have a goal, where are you going to get? Sorry.
Yeah, I think maybe it wasn't quite necessarily in relation to what you were saying now. It was kind of backtracking, just thinking how important it is to have, if you've got a goal, and you've got to take a particular path to get there. And
so it gets you on the path, and then the path will help you get there. Okay, that's good. Now, another point here is that notice that we, each of us, are doing this ourselves. Now, on the one side, we are all part of a society. And as we heard so wonderfully stated and emphasized by Bhakti Charaswami, the staying in the association of devotees is what keeps our spiritual life alive. And he emphasized how do we do that within our society, the ISKCON society, and so on. I want to suggest, not in any way to minimize what he's saying, but simply to bring in sort of the other side, and that is that we are also, each one of us, individuals, and that each of us as individuals are making choices every day. Will I get up for Mangal Arti? Will I not get up for Mangal Arti? These are the sort of things we talk about in the ashram. We may be making bigger decisions. Will I get married? Will I not get married? Those sorts of decisions are there. We make a decision to join the ashram, to stay with devotees. And the point I want to make here is simply that we should always be aware that it is us who are making that decision, and therefore it is us who are taking responsibility for making that decision. It's also us who choose to take shelter of a guru. It's us who choose to take initiation and so on. I mention all this. You may all be saying, yeah, so what was the point? Well, we've seen many times devotees sometime down the road of their lives, for whatever reason, they feel that the ashram life is not for them. They might distance themselves from the whole process, and that's very unfortunate. Then, here's the problem. That wouldn't be so bad. Okay, your life goes on in another direction. Haribol. We wish you the best, and we hope you eventually get again more engaged in spiritual life. And meanwhile, we genuinely hope and wish the best for you. The problem here is that devotees will carry a resentment with them, that those devotees, those Hare Krishnas, they made me do this, they made me do that, I ended up not doing this and that and the other thing, which I should have actually been doing. And it's all their fault. It's all their fault. No, it's not. It's nobody's fault but our own. We are the ones who make these decisions. And that's why it's important that we make them, whatever they're going to be, with full maturity. And the full maturity is to say, yes, I'm making the decision, that whether I'm happy or miserable with the rest of my life. I made the decision. I accept the consequences. That's what this kind of knowledge point, but sometimes we forget. Does anyone want to add a point? Especially our older brahmacharis and sannyasis. Anyone wants to add a point to that? Dear Shanti, do you have any thoughts on that? Right. Yes, how about?
Sometimes we may have an idea of what we think Krishna wants to do, and not also what we want to do, but that's it. I'm thinking that sometimes we have an idea what we may think is best for our devotional life and what we need to achieve. But also, at the same time, we're thinking, but is this what Krishna wants me to do? So it seems like we're always weighing up the two odds, trying to see what input we get to point us in the right direction from, devotees and things that happen in our life.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to be sure, absolutely sure what to do. It seems to be always as a little bit of dependence on Krishna and the input that we get.
So you're a little bit attached to being certain. Okay, very good point. And now I want to take that as a prompting for a little mini exercise which is related to what I introduced last time. Remember we were talking about in practice renunciation focus. Avyasana kaunteya vairagyana cha rikite. That there is practice and there is renunciation. By these two, Krishna says, one will be able to control what? The mind. And I suggested this little technique, and the technique really boils down to asking oneself a very simple question. What was the question? Could I let this go? Yeah. Could I let this go? And I'll add a little short phrase to that. Could I, just for now, let this go? Because, we ask ourselves, could I let this particular concern, attachment, mentality, whatever it is, could I let it go? First reaction might be, no, I can't. But if we kind of, it's a bit of a trick to yourself, but it helps, it works. Could I, just for now, just for the next 2 minutes, let go of whatever it is? So in this case, an example of Vaidpur was giving, well, we can all do this. Just for a moment now, if you can kind of sit yourself in a way that you're comfortable, and you might even want to sort of close your eyes or not, it doesn't matter, but if you want, if this will make you feel more able to focus on what we're doing,